Good evening, everyone. Tonight we're reading John chapter 17, verses 1 through 5, and then we'll go over our 6 questions at the end. These words spake Jesus and lifted up his eyes to heaven and said, Father, the hour is come. Glorify thy Son, that thy Son also may glorify thee, as thou hast given me him power over all flesh, that he should give eternal life to as many as thou hast given him. And this is life eternal, that they might know thee, the only true God, in Jesus Christ, whom thou hast sent. I have glorified thee on the earth. I have finished the work which thou gavest me to do. And verse number 5. And now, O Father, glorify thou me with thine own self, with the glory which I had with thee before the world was. We're going to read over our 6 questions. What does Jesus mean when he says the hour has come? This was the hour all of history pointed to, the cross. Every prophecy, every act of mercy, every word spoken from heaven was leading to the moment that Jesus wasn't caught by surprise. He was fulfilling his mission right on time. How does Jesus glorify the Father through his obedience to the cross? The cross looks like defeat to the world, but in heaven, it's the moment God's love and justice met perfectly. Jesus glorified the Father by showing the depth of his obedience and the power of redemption. What does it reveal about God's character that his glory is shown through sacrifice? It tells us that God's greatness isn't about domination, it's about love that gives itself away. His glory isn't in distance or power alone, but in compassion that stoops to rescue the undeserving. How is eternal life defined in verse 3, and what does that mean for our faith today? Jesus defines eternal life not as a time span, but as a relationship, knowing the only true God through his Son. That means eternal life doesn't start when we die, it starts the moment we start believing. Why does Jesus speak as if his work is already finished before the crucifixion happens? Because in his heart, the victory was already secured. God's plan was as good as done. Jesus spoke from the certainty of divine purpose. He was walking through what he already completed. And our last question: what can we learn from how Jesus approached his final moment in prayer rather than fear? He faced suffering with conversion, not panic. He faced suffering with conversation, not panic. Prayer wasn't his last resort, it was his first response. That teaches us that peace comes not from avoiding pain, but from resting in the Father's will.